Welcome to your happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing amazing. And today I want to talk about the laws of attraction. I want to talk about your mindset and your language and the people around you who could be impacting and influencing your progress and your own transition. So, you guys have decided to join this 6 week challenge. And as I promised you, this is way more than a fitness and nutrition kind of gimmicky 6 week plan. Okay. I think you guys have figured out by now that we really dive deep. And before we start next week, this is your opportunity to connect with your old self, identify some of the roadblocks that were getting in your way, and trying to figure out some of the new mental mind shifts that you need to make, those corrections that you need to make in order to really see change. Um, I touched on it briefly yesterday. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into it now. The first thing you need to recognize is the language that you're choosing to use, because that falls directly into play with the laws of attraction. If you have not seen the movie The Secret on Netflix, or I think you can download it on YouTube, you have to go and watch The Secret. Really grasp and understand this concept because it's absolutely true. The way how you absorb things and bring things in and project things out into the universe will directly be related to how your life is impacted. And the language that you choose to use is crucial. You need to constantly be using positive words, positive mindsets to attract the things in life that you want. If you continuously wallow in a hole, that is exactly where you're going to stay. When you use words like crisis and doomsday and marooned on an island and all of these heavy words that continuously capture you into this um, place of wallowing and despair, and you feel like there's drama all around you, that's exactly where you're going to live, and that's exactly where you're going to stay. You need to work extremely hard to shut out the noise. There are dramatic people in your life and they love to suck you in, and I refuse to do it. I refuse to do it. So if you are one of those people who are messaging me or my coaches or people in this challenge about this turmoil that you're living in and that you can't get out of this drain, you've come to the wrong place. I will not indulge in it, and I've instructed my coaches not to indulge in it, and you will have no right to post it on the feeds because it will be deleted. This is not the place to go down the drain. This is the place to pull yourself up. And how you pull yourself up is you need to shut out that noise. You need to put it aside. This is your 6 weeks to come internally, to get out of the drama, to get out of the holy chaos that you feel like you might be going through in your life. There is no chaos. When you get up in the morning, you have to go through 1 hour at a time, 10 minutes at a time, one morning, afternoon, or night at a time. And you have to deal with the things that are thrown at you. And if you do them in a way where, first of all, you think of every possible way of preventing things from occurring. You take a very proactive approach. And one of those ways of being proactive is in your preparations of food, making sure you're putting the right food in your body, making sure you're moving your body. I get up at 4 a.m., you guys know this, to make sure I get done what I need to get done. And then I'm in bed by 9 p.m. to make sure I get adequate sleep so that when I wake up in the morning, I've got lots of energy. Do I deal with anxiety and panic attacks and all those sort of stuff? Sure, I do sometimes. I had one the other day. And then I realized it was probably my pre-workout that triggered that and probably nothing else. We have to be logical about things. We have to be strong. And you're going to have your good days and you're going to have your bad days. But if you want to be in that drama all the time, that's where you're going to stay. And now it's a time to focus on shifting your mindset. And the first thing you need to do is identify where your weaknesses are. Okay. All that time that you spend typing and texting and calling and living in that drama by trying to chat about it with other people, that's the precious time you could be using to prepare your foods, to do your groceries, to make sure you're on top of it, to using your motivational videos on YouTube, to put positive messages into your ears rather than constantly type and try to bring other people into your world. You need to start to identify your world on how to fix it with what you need to start putting in your ears, not what you're putting out, right? It's so important. When I go through my struggles, when I have my hard times, I put on my YouTube videos that are some of my favorite ones, and I listen to these things every morning. And it talks about habits, and it talks about perseverance, and it talks about confidence, and it talks about consistency, and it talks about hard work and focus and walking down that straight path to the goals and the success that you want. And I've always been very successful in the things that I set out to do because I, even though I have the same struggles as everybody else with, external drama and people trying to do things to interrupt my patterns or my own self-esteem or confidence that might sometimes get in the way, you have to put on the blinders to those things and stay focused in on the goals that you have and connect yourself with people that are going to bring you up and not down. And you're going to find very quickly that if you are someone who tries to message with me by bringing me down the drain with you, I will not respond. I have a sink or swim mentality. I will not engage or indulge. I will do a video like this for you, and I will talk to you, and I will offer you all the strength, motivation, and inspiration that I can to carry you through your hard time. And I will pump you up one time. And you can watch this video 100 times. But I will not engage daily on conversations that are indulging the drain, right? So we all have our moments when we need people. And I think sometimes you need to talk, sometimes you need to vent, sometimes you need to share your emotions, and that's amazingly okay. There is no problem with that. You can share a struggle. I'm struggling with this right now. But if you live there, if you stay there, if it's something where you have to tell 20 people throughout the day because you have to keep searching for, when you talk to people about your problems, you're doing it because you need something. You need reassurance. You need to indulge in it. You need the conversation. You're lonesome. There's a reason. There's a reason why you need to stay and live in the moment. And then you're going to find that there's a drama today, and there's a drama tomorrow, and there's a drama next week and next month and all of next month and for the next 6 months. And next thing you know, when you look back behind you over the past year, you realized you've constantly lived in this drain, right? Because you're attracting that. You attract it into your life. So every day, wake up with the mission. I have a role model. I don't know her name. I saw this on a YouTube documentary at some point. And here was, I think it was when I watched The Cure for Cancer or The Truth About Cancer. And there was this woman, and she was in her 80s, and she battled cancer for some 15 years, and not one person knew about it. She refused to indulge the cancer by even telling one person about it. And they only knew she had cancer when she died. and they did the autopsy, and then they found out later. I don't know exactly how. I'm not gonna make this stuff up, but I remember her story that she did not indulge in it. She did a lot of community work. She did a lot of volunteer work. She focused her mind and her energy on the giving, and um, she did not try to bring anybody into her cancerous world. She fought it on her own. She found her own strength, and the way how she dealt with, that pain was by giving to others. And I find tremendous strength in that. And sometimes when I'm going through my hardest times, that's when I give the most, because sometimes to get you through the hardest times that you're going through, you focus on other people and you find that you've ridden that wave out the other side. So anyways, I've always promised to try and keep these videos short. I know I can rabble on. um, just making sure I have covered everything that I want to. I think in a summary, in a nutshell, um, you know be very mindful of the language that you're using. And if you have not done my Hack Your Schedule workshop, I recommend that from the mind mapping point of view, because you need to mind map all of the language that you're using, and you need to see this down on paper. And when you mind map the kind of language that you're using, you're going to just see that spider web of what you're attracting into your life. And for this week, you need to focus on the 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 laws of attracting, of what you are attracting into your life. You need to focus on your emotional relationship with food. And I've got an emotional relationship with food video in our files, and I can do another one. So you start identifying that connection that you have with food, that really ties those two things in together. And then once you identify the negative language that you're using in your mind, then you need to get the frig away from people that drag you down the drain. If you've got people in your life that are negative, that are trying to drown you and drag you in, go for a walk and get the frig out of their way. Get in the car, go for a drive, put in your iPods. Do not engage or indulge in these people. Get the frig away from them. Stop it. Okay? Everyone has a choice to sink or swim. It is not your responsibility to pick everybody up. You have a responsibility when it comes to your kids to put a roof over their shoulders, to give them a hug when they need it, and to feed them proper food and put clothes on the back. That's the responsibility that you have with your food, with your kids. When it comes to your husband, there's only so much indulgence that you're going to do with your husband before you need to decide to sink or swim yourself. And if they pull you down, then get the frig out and go and do something else. Get away from them. Everyone has an opportunity and a choice to sink or swim, and you can only be there for so much, for so long, for so many people before it pulls you down. And then you have to decide if you're going to sink or swim. And you get up in the morning and you decide, sink or swim. Am I going to sink today? Am I going to swim today? Am I going to use the life jacket? But to hell, I'm not going to pull everyone else down with me. To hell with that. I'm not going to talk about my shit anymore with everybody in all the world of Vildroy. I'm going to use my time, instead of typing and texting to other people, I'm going to use that time with YouTube in my ears to sink or swim. And I hope you choose to swim. Pull yourself up. Pull everybody else up, not down. Right? It's time now. It's time to get strong. It's time to master this. It's time to take control over this. It's time to change your mindset. And you're going to do that together with us in the 6 weeks. So I haven't seen any comments rolling in, just the way my mind, body, or whatever this is, Zoom has structured this today. I'll go in and check any comments that you may have right now as I log off. But if you've got anything to say, by all means, hashtag your health is non-negotiable, hashtag new mindset, hashtag the power within, hashtag the secret, the laws of attraction. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear your uplifting stories today. I want to hear how you will make yourself stronger today. I want to hear how you're going to change and shift your mindset. Get outside, go for a walk, take in the sun, listen to some nice, relaxing music, and think. Take this time for you to think today, to identify that language you're using, to shut it out of your mind, to shut those friggin' people out of your life, and go and take control of your life today. Okay, guys? Love it? Leave it? Go make your health non-negotiable. Let's go.